back to the channel. My name's Adrian. Today I'm going to talk about Kickstarter because I haven't done a Kickstarter for a while, and I knew this book was being developed, but I did not know when it was going live, and it's just gone live. And for full disclosure, I've never been sent a review copy, even though Jay Lassard is my friend and the writer and creator of this book. Now, second edition Delve is something that I've played a fair amount of, and it is it's a discovery fantasy role-playing game where the player characters wake up on a beach. They don't know where they are other than on a beach, obviously. They look around and you randomly roll equipment that they've got on themselves. You randomly roll equipment that has been discarded because of a shipwreck, and then they go and discover the island. It's kind of like the TV series Lost, but in a fantasy realm, and it's a shipwreck, not an airline. And that's the way I kind of envisioned it and sold it to my players when I ran it. And I've actually also played in this as well, and I really like it. And Jay said that he was working on third edition. So the Kickstarter has gone live. So I'm going to go through now with the Kickstarter. So let's just have a look at what's going to be the difference between second and third edition. I remember Jay saying a while back that if you have second edition, he's going to give you third edition free, because he feels like it's, you know, they're going to be fairly compatible, but with new streamlined rules. But let's just jump over to the Kickstarter and go and see what's going on. So I've already backed this because, well, I was going to. There is an early bird on it, so depending on when this video goes out, you might want to whether the early bird is still there. No video, which is absolutely fine because I don't play the videos anymore, purely because I always end up with a copyright strike for playing a video, so I won't do them now. So we're sat at £500 and we need 3,000, so you know, we're a sixth of the way there. 16 backers, 21 days to go. So this has just gone live. So Jay himself, we've been friends for a couple of years now. He's played in a couple of my campaigns, as well as he's based up in the furthest he can be away from anyone on this island. But he has created some incredibly good games. So let's just go and see. So Aldrich Git this has landed. This was sent to me this week. I need to kind of get this review done. I'm going to read it while I'm away on holiday and get out to it. Ghost Ops, which is an amazing special ops book. See, Dungeon Gits, which is in the same vein as Aldrich Gits, and then so a variety of other Ghost Ops. You know, if you want to play special forces, this is great. So most of this is available on TTRPG. So yeah, the prolific writer Jay is. So, but today we're going to focus on third edition of Delve. So a little bit of a backstory here. So Delve was first released in 2015, where, you know, he acknowledges he doesn't really know what he was doing, you know, about when it comes to art and things like that. Did the second edition 2017, around about 2022, I think, so I first started this channel last year. Jay sent me some copies of some books very early on, and it was one of my first videos I did because I read this and I just absolutely fell in love with this, and it was wonderful. So yeah, and then you know, I've got to play it, and Paul, one of my here's me. Oh, I'm so glad I moved away from this. Whatever colour that is on the front cover of, you know, the thumbnail of my videos, I was trying to go with a theme, so don't hold me for it. So Jay, thanks for sticking me on here. That's really cool. If you do watch it, bearing in mind this was a year and a bit ago, I actually spoke completely differently then, but it's going to be worth a watch because I will take you through the actual whole second edition book. And if you can't cope with that, we've got, so Mr. Mean Speaks did another video on it as well. He did this before me, and Mr. Mean, he's not mean at all. He is a mister, I think, and you know, he's a good YouTube friend of mine, if that makes sense. We chat over YouTube and stuff. I really need to get him on and have a chat, or get on his channel and we get together. But so we've got some reviews here from other people and myself. So that will take you through the whole second edition, and Mr. Mean will go through the whole second edition as well. And so he's then spent 10 years looking and changing the mechanics. We've got more options, new art, because the art was pretty good in the second edition, but there was a few different styles in there. I'm liking this. This is obviously the new style of the new edition. So this is what I wanted. What is new for third edition? I should probably say the rules for second edition, it's a D100 roll under. So if you play things like Warhammer Fantasy Roleplaying, Chaosium Basic, Call of Cthulhu, thousands of games use this sort of D100 roll under. It's that system. So it's if you can grasp that, if you've got a 70 in a skill and you've got 2 dice, a 10s and a thing, and you know 70 or less on those 2 dice, you succeed. You grasp this, so it's a nice simple system. So the premise for the adventure is great, and also, you can sort of create your own worlds out there. If you want to use a hex crawl or however you want to sort of build it out. There were towns and cities and dungeons included in the second edition and an adventure. So what have we got new? So combat is more tactical with quick initiative, parries, dodge and ripostes. Character creation has been extended with backgrounds and a new experience system. Because character creation was, as you'd expect from a fantasy game, pick your race, pick your class, and you can go from there. And there was this I remember saying in my video, you could do a quick character generation that took about a minute. Or you could do the full character creation that took about 3.5 minutes. And I was like, if you want to save 2 minutes of your life, do the quick. But you wouldn't. You just, it's very quick to do a character. So it'd be interesting to see how the character creation has been extended out. Jay, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're going to watch this. Maybe if you want to send me a copy of the book. If you've got anything, I can, do a teaser video on it. Basic rules come as a small adventure of character creation. Okay, best way to learn is to do. That is very true. Magic is powerful and has consequences. I remember magic being very good. Don't remember sort of consequences, botched tables. So I always appreciate that sort of balance off. Each character can learn cantrips. Yeah, every character had magic in second edition, so that's staying. Craig Barron is more detailed, offering hundreds of adventurous seeds. Cool, because Craig Barron's the first town that you discovered. And crafting of weapons, armor, and items have been improved. Okay, cool. Yeah, there was crafting rules as well. It's all kind of flooding. I probably should have watched my video on it before I put the camera on. Because the starting adventure, without spoiling it, it's going to spoil it slightly, got you to Craig Barron. That was the adventure in the back of the book. So hopefully that idea has stayed. Everything else is the same, making third edition compatible with second with a little bit of tweaking. This is the first time he's going to do offset printing. That is nice, actually. That cover is nice. I'm very excited, but limited. They're going to be limited and only available in certain countries. But due to the fact that I'm a small publisher and having thousands of books printed is actually pretty scary. So wanted to keep this small. Also, I've checked the cost of how much each book would cost. And keep the cost as low as possible. For those of you in Europe, I apologise. We're not going to get offset printing. We're going to be print on demand. I'm used to print on demand now. I TTRPG, Lulu. I have absolutely no issues with them in the UK. I know other countries, kind of some. I do get some sort of reports back from other people on videos. I do saying that the quality isn't very good out there, but it looks like you're going to be able to do offset printing included. So I'll come on to my pledge in a second because I've included this. So this is, if you already own second, then I'm going to go upgrade you on TTRPG for free. That's cool. So you can get the PDF copy for free. But my pledge has got this, Tales of Craig Barron, which is a source book with various locations found on Craig Barron and a collection of adventures, both new and old. Oh, so it's going to take the old adventures and it's got some new ones in here. But the old ones have been updated with revised art and new maps. Also include a bunch of new adventures. These will be increased as stretch goals are unlocked. And then we're going to go map at the island itself. Doesn't matter, because I say doesn't matter. It's great that you've got a map because as a games master you can work to it. But with the way this sort of setting works, say you can just hex crawl, sort of do that sort of the marshes sort of campaign and sort of build a map out yourself, or you could take any other map, any other adventure you've already got and use these rules and this setting in that. Or you can use those. It's, having options as a game master is amazing because you are putting the players on a beach, on an island, somewhere. And wherever it is, as a games master, it's up to you. So here's the list of all the artists down in here. And what they've done, and some stretch goals. So 2,000 okay, I don't think I've ever seen a stretch goal before the game is funded. I don't know whether that's a mistake or what. So I don't know. So we're going to get a character sheet, because obviously if the game's going to get funded, you're going to get a character sheet. So then we've got a new adventures, Roll20 and Foundry support, more adventures written. Then we've got an open gaming license. It comes in at 7,500. Postage costs about £5 in the UK, 7 to the US. So let's just look at rewards. So I say we have got these early bird going on at this moment in time. It's a numerical early bird. Looking at it, so I'm on the PDF. I think is that Mr. Mean Speaks. That looks like his symbol. There's mine. Kind of recognise that one as well. So that's £15 for the PDF copies, which is where I am currently. And so what we're going to get, so PDF just for the core rulebook is £10. You're going to have to convert this to dollars yourself, unfortunately. I think about 16 US dollars, I think, somewhere around there. Or you can get the Tales one, which is £10 as well. Just the PDF, sorry, just print on demand is 12. And then the PDFs is 18. Obviously, so that's why I've got the early bird. So it's £3 off the early bird there. It's for an early bird print on demand. I need to just have a look through. So we've got the Delve printed books at £60 here. I wonder if these are the off-print ones for the rest of Europe. So yeah, these are going to be the off-print ones, aren't they? So he's printing 100 of each. Or you can do PDFs and then print on demand yourself from variety of, well, it's predominantly going to be drive-through RPG. Any other stretch goals in here? So you can get the second edition bundles and stuff and some of the other maps as well. But yeah, pretty excited for this. So I've been waiting. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when it was coming, because now Jay isn't in my weekly game. We don't really speak. Well, we don't speak as often as we did, because we spoke once a week. But go and support this project. Jay has delivered everything that he's ever done. He's always said I should have guessed it, really, because he's always like, he never wants to have two projects ongoing. So, Cthulhu Gits has landed now. Say my review of that will be coming in on holiday next week. So might not be for a week or two. It depends on. The plan is to go on holiday and do a lot of reading and planning for reviews. My wife's probably got different ideas, because we're on holiday and I probably shouldn't be working, even because I class this as working. She classes this as that's almost working now. So, but that's it. I will leave a link to the Kickstarter project in the description of this video. Go and back it. Watch mine or Mr. Mean Speaks. Actually, don't watch mine. I'd actually dread what I sound like and what I look like, even though it was a year and a bit ago. But I am fully aware the way I spoke to the camera was completely different then to now. So, but yeah, if you want to get a good idea of what's going on in the book, watch Mr. Mean's videos. Also, go and subscribe to him if you haven't subscribed to his channel. If you haven't subscribed to mine, obviously, again, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.